Check out this video quality. Hey everybody, Proverbs 2. Moral benefits of wisdom. My son and daughters, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding, indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless. For he guards the course of the just and protects the way of the faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, who have left the straight paths to walk in dark ways, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in the perverseness of evil, whose paths are crooked and who are devious in their ways. Wisdom will save you from the adulterous woman, from the wayward woman with her seductive words, who has left the partner of her youth and ignored the covenant she made before God. Surely her house leads down to death, and her paths to the spirits of the dead. None who go to her return or attain the paths of life. Thus you will walk in the ways of the good and keep to the path of the righteous. For the upright will live in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the unfaithful will be torn from it. All right, well, that couldn't have been much clearer. By the way, yes, I'm going to have to point out my Cabo hat. I had to wear it. So my mother-in-law got back from a trip to Mexico yesterday. Apparently she thought I want to wear a hat that advertises where she went. Don't you love gifts like that? I mean, it's the thought that counts, right? So thank you very much, Susan. I love it. And it's a quality hat. And I can't, like I said, I can't see what's on it when I'm wearing it. It just works for me. So whatever it says, it says. Okay, Proverbs 2 here. I just want to point out a couple things. Proverbs is going to cover a bunch of stuff. I love the beginning, the idea of seeking out wisdom or looking for it as it's a treasure. Think about if you knew there was a treasure somewhere and I gave you a map to it. And I said, well, this is kind of half the map. It's kind of, you're going to have to figure it out because there's some missing, but there's a treasure around here somewhere. And it's, I don't know, 10 million bucks. You'd probably look for it, right? I mean, you'd try and figure it out. What's crazy about wisdom and understanding and the fear of the Lord, as Proverbs was talking about, is the son's talking to his son and his daughters. Son is just because the male was, the male connotation was used in literature back then. It means sons and daughters. But the idea was, the idea being that, like, it's there. I mean, millions of people have done this before you. By that, I mean life, okay? And a lot's been said about it. A lot's been written down about it. You have no excuse, honestly, for not having some level of understanding and knowledge and fear of the Lord and understanding what is good and right and true, because it's out there. And you can test it. That's the best part about it. If I drop this pen, I know it's going to fall because I can test it. I know that gravity works. Well, human experience is not as clear as that because we'll have different experiences, come from different places, different backgrounds, okay? But at the end of the day, we are more common than we are different. And so you can learn from those people that have gone before you, and you can learn from their successes and the things they've done right. And you can learn especially from the mistakes, like I talked about on the last session. What I want to talk about here, though, is also then it goes into the wayward woman. She comes up, right? And you're going to hear her multiple times. And she represents, obviously, being drawn into temptation and being pulled into something. Because as a young man, that's a strong desire for a young man, okay, is a woman who's offering herself up to him. And are you going to fall into that trap? Because I don't care how ugly or dumb you are, there's some woman that's ugly and dumb enough to want you, okay? Sorry about that, but it's true. So I just want to talk about really quick the idea that, are you really, really seeking wisdom and understanding? There's a book that was written probably 15, 16 years ago or so. Sean Covey wrote it. I pulled it up, and I'll put a link in the description below, and you can find a link to some notes on it. It's like 12 screens of notes. You can read it in probably 2 minutes, and you can get the whole book. But basically, it's the idea that there's these 6 decisions you're going to make in your young adult years from, say, 14 to 22, 25, and those decisions are going to impact the rest of your life. Education, friends, parents, dating, sex, addictions, self-worth. Education, I think that's like your overall education. It doesn't have to be school. It doesn't have to be college. It could be learning whatever you're going to learn to do what you want to do. So my encouragement to you this week, and for those of you that memorized a verse and sent me comments and stuff, thank you so much. That's awesome. memorize another verse out of here, find one in here that really hits you, and check out this Sean Covey thing. I'm also going to be sending you videos here and there just for stuff that I think you might enjoy that's kind of along the lines of wisdom. Watch those if you want. Don't watch them if you want. I sent one Sunday. And lastly, just as a little announcement note, I know it's been like 5-6 days since I sent something, but several other people kind of jumped in on this, and I wanted to let them catch up just with a couple, 2 or 3 things that I had sent out before I kind of got everybody moving here. So that said, if you have anybody else that you want to get involved in this, please send me their information. I'll add them to the text thread. But also, I will probably just send them everything up until that point, and then they can go through it at whatever speed they want so that we can keep a good pace. All right, that video is longer than I want it to be. I'm sure my son-in-law loves the high quality audio and video I'm providing. I'm sure it will improve eventually, you guys. Love you all. Have a great day. Peace out. Be wise, right?